Hey everybody, welcome to the MaffmanJones movie channel. I'm your host John Maffio, and I am yet another white guy reviewing this movie about a black hip-hop artist, Tupac Shakur, All Eyez on Me. It's a movie that's been a long time in the making. They've been trying to get this movie out on the market for years. And I think this is one of the situations that came up where they had to get into production or else the rights would be forfeited. So they just rushed out this movie due to the success of the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton. And it really shows. The film is directed by Benny Boom. It stars Demetrius Shipp Jr., his first role, and he really looks like Tupac Shakur. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, look at that. Look at that. The film also stars Denee Guerrera, who plays Tupac's mother, and the film is basically about the rise and fall of Tupac Shakur from the moment he's born, literally, to his death in 1996 in Las Vegas. Spoiler alert. Tupac Shakur was and still is, posthumously, one of the most influential musical and just in general artists of all time. What he did, the adversities he's faced throughout his years in the industry, and just before that, before he was an artist, it's really something incredible and emotional and engaging. And when you look back and you see all the shit that went down with police brutality of it all, it's really something. All in all, his story is one that deserves to be told on screen. And the NWA movie was such a surprise that I guess people were clamoring after that. They were foaming at the mouth for a Tupac movie because just Tupac's life, not that I was old enough to understand what was happening during his career because I was just a really young kid, but I've done my research over the past years, especially from intermediate school on. Like, he was one of the first artists that I really got into where I like dove into his life. The first hip-hop artist I listened to was like 50 Cent, T.I., Young Dro. I don't even know where the hell that guy is. But I didn't really get into the deep philosophical nature of hip-hop until I started listening to Tupac. He was my first when it comes to, like, legendary artists. Not that 50 Cent isn't legendary, because he is. Get Rich or Die Trying and The Massacre are both classic albums, in my opinion. But Tupac Shakur is undeniably one of the greatest artists musically out there. And he still has such an impact on culture today. And it's really such a shame that his movie was like rushed into production because it really shows. It just feels like a movie that was made because it had to be made, not because somebody was out there with a passion and a vision for Tupac. The film had this moments. There are scenes that I was really thoroughly engaged in. The performances by all the main actors are really good. I was most worried about Demetrius Shipp Jr. not being a good Tupac. I mean, as a human being, he looks eerily similar to Tupac Shakur. But I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about his actual performance. He actually does really good with the material he's given. And Denee Guerrera from Walking Dead, she's a powerhouse. She's got such raw emotion. But again, yeah, I was most worried about him. And, like, that's actually the thing that was the best about this movie. The movie surrounding these actors is what wasn't good. Just, the screenplay was really bad. It was, like, choppy and rushed like everything else. The actual visually, there are some interesting moments and compositions with the camera, but there's so many crossfades and fade to blacks and, like, really ugly transitions from scene to scene. And you could tell there are moments where, like, the scenes don't flow well. And the movie's 2.5 hours long, and it still feels like we're missing so much information. We're getting, like, his entire life. But it feels like it's like mandatory. Like, okay, we gotta see when he's born. We gotta see him learn about this. Oh, you know Biggie Smalls, who, by the way, is the same actor from Notorious movie from, like, 2009, which is actually a decent movie, too. But I think that movie has more artistic merit than this one, if I had to compare. It's like, okay, we gotta have this scene, and we gotta have this scene, and then that scene. He has to meet Faith Evans because, you know, hit him up. And he has to, like, have conflict with Biggie Smalls because, you know, things. There are some genuine, earnest, and powerful moments in the movie, but they come very few and far in between. And the way they utilize music in this movie, Tupac's music is like some of the best. And the way they utilize it is just sad. Because there's so much potential to make scenes pop and just like move, like the way Tupac rhymes and the way he composes his music. Tupac's music range in so many different ways, such great dynamics, but the film does nothing to capitalize on that. It just kind of lazily films him in concert singing these songs, or in a booth rapping these verses. It's just, they could have done so much more with the music. And the potential just goes to waste. It just feels like a very textbook biopic of a person. There's no visual flair to the movie. There's a lot of ugly decisions when it comes to transitions and just the way scenes flow. And the best part of the movie is the acting and some of the music, listening to the music. But the way it's utilized in the movie, in my opinion, kind of sucks. I think Tupac deserves better on the cinematic screen, and I think he'll get a really great film one day when nobody rushes anybody and they actually decide to have a vision for a film. But, I mean, it's enjoyable for what it is, but so much wasted potential, and I can't help but feel angry and frustrated because the movie could have been so much better. But I'm hoping one day we get a great Tupac movie. It's just not this one. All Eyez on Me is a 2 out of 5 stars. I'm being generous here. It's a Sam Worthington. God. It could have been so much better! But now I want to know from you guys, what do you think of All Eyez on Me? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're a fan of Tupac, what's your favorite song? Your favorite album? I think mine might be I Get Around. It resonates with me. It resonates with me in the sense that I listened to it a lot when I was younger, and I can relate it to a lot of childhood memories, is what I mean by that. I'm not a player. Look at this kid. Look at me. Look at me. No. If you enjoyed my review, please like, subscribe if you haven't already so you will not miss a video ever again, and check out the rest of my social medias and videos down below. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time.